Yes, it's the 7th spectacular mod armor showcase made possible by Cyan49 and starring the lovely Lydia, who is more than happy to wear extremely scantily clad armors for us. And, Lydia? Lydia? Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom video bulletin. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. For today's modding showcase for Skyrim on the PlayStation 4, I have a continuation of the Armor Recolor series that I have been showing you as of late by the mod author Cyan49, and this is the next step in his continuation of working on these various armors and recolors. I'd like to share with you a message that Cyan49 left for me about what this is. So Cyan49 says, "Thanks again. By the way, most of the test results that have been done so far go to the Recolored Replica Part 2, and Recolored Replica Part 2 non-required dependencies has just been released to the Work in Progress category. This is definitely intended to be a future version. It works partially even if no creations are installed." So this mod can be found in the Work in Progress section by the mod author Cyan49 and is called Recolored Replica Part 2 Non-Required Dependencies. The description reads, Version 1, Required Dependencies, None. Description: Master files have been removed from the Recolored Replica Part 2 except Saints and Seducers. Casting spell for the first time will build an alternative crafting menu according to the content you have installed. This version is more advanced than the release of 5.8, so it contains Vagrant Robe variants that will be added in the future. The craft menus for Recolored Replica Part 2 have already been separated, so they cannot be created with regular Blacksmith Forge. The spell is at the top of your alteration spell list, and all you have to do is cast it. So where the previous armors were added directly into your inventory, this one instead allows you to actually create them. By going to Alteration, you'll see right here, Recolored Replica Part 2 spell. Equip it, and then cast the spell. That will bring up this menu. As you can see, it says Start Building an Alternative Crafting Menu according to the Isolated Creations. If you select creations you don't have, you can't use them because you can't see the armor and weapons. So you want to hit OK on this screen. And then it will give you a description of the particular CC content, and at the bottom it will ask if you have it. So here it's asking, do you have the Civil War Champions creation? Is it installed? And so I'm going to select no because I don't have it. Then I also do not have the God brand CC content, so again I am going to select no. And then I also do not have Stendarr's hammer. So selecting no on each of these, now I need to figure out what to do next. Okay, so let's see. I'll check my inventory and see if anything was added into there, because that's where they had been added previously. And that Dark Seducer is just the vanilla gear that she has, and that I have extras of. So, okay, it didn't. I'm going to cast the spell again. And, okay, there we go. Now that the menu has been set up, you can see here we can create some weapons and armor. Let's go into the armor, and this time you can create gauntlets and boots and helmets. So here is the various Dark Seducer armors which you can create. As you can see, there's many different color variations. This time they're all just labeled as Dark Seducer. Here are the Golden Saint, and these are labeled. And we also have Vagrant Robes. So that's very nice. You can actually create these, and with a spell nonetheless, which for my character is perfect since he is a mage. So let's go ahead and create some of these Dark Seducer armors and see what we can come up with here. Now, I think you have to, when you want to go into a new category, you need to activate that each time, but let's just check and see if it did add it into the interaction menu here. And yes, it did. There it is right there. Dark Seducer armor, and you can tell that is one of the color variants. Lydia, you're not in the right place, but would you please try this on for me? We'll take your vanilla version of the Dark Seducer armor, and we'll give you the new one and see if you can equip it like you did before. Where is it? There it is. Here you go. Okay, it works perfectly. As you can see, she has it equipped. Let's create some more of the items that is in the menu. And Lydia, would you please stand over here in your spot? Okay, now, Lydia, please face me and let me get close so that you know the drill by now. We've done this 7 times. So real quickly, let's go ahead and take a look at this armor. Now, the gauntlets and boots are vanilla. I will be creating those in a minute to go along with this, but I just wanted to get a good look at the armor. And it's taken me a minute to remember what I got to cast. So let's go into the armor, and we can go over into the helmet section. And we have 2 options here. We have jewelry. Now, these are the ancient farmer crowns, so you can create some farmer crowns out of different colors. That's quite nice. And so I'm assuming that the Dark Seducer helmets are in the miscellaneous category. I don't even, because I don't like the way the helmet looks, so I never equip her with the helmet. I prefer to be able to see her face, but this looks like this one here looks like it matches the armor that she's wearing, so let's create that. And we've got, looks like, all the same color variations for these. Here is the Vagrant Robes as well as some Golden Saint helmets. And let's also create, yeah, you got to cast the spell each time, so let's go into the gauntlets and create a set of that, again matching the color that she is currently wearing, and we will do the same for the boots. This is really neat though, because this way it doesn't take up too many spots in your inventory, but you can create the particular ones that you want. Plus, this is the first time now that you can actually create the, or have access to the same colored boots and gauntlets. So let's see, is there, okay, there's a shield also, so we'll also create the corresponding shield. I must say, it's very fascinating to actually see the progress of this mod from, if you've been with us the entire time, of seeing these different color variations from the very early parts of it to as he started to finalize the color variations, and now we're seeing the next steps here. I will go ahead and create some other items here too. But we're starting to see the next steps here as to what it is that he intends to do with it. It's really fascinating to see, at least in part, how a mod author goes about creating the content that they create for us. It's really something. I'm going to go ahead and skip me creating all of this stuff and skip to putting her into the armor, because otherwise this video will take forever. Okay, so I've created several of the color variations for the gauntlets and boots to match this color, as well as few weapons and stuff. I am going to go back and create everything, but I do wonder exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the vanilla versions of the boots and gauntlets from her and give her the new colored ones. Right now, you'll see I just have the few color variations of the same color in there, but I'm going to, obviously, to save on time, create it all. But that leads to question exactly how to showcase this one, because normally I would take each chest piece from her individually and give her the next one, but with having to give her the helmet, boots, and gauntlets each time, that could be something. So I'm going to have to see if I can figure out a way to outsmart the system. But let's take a look here at, I'm not certain if I picked the right color on the helmet. I think that's the same color. As you can see, though, Lydia, if you'd please stand still so we can get a good look at you. So here, for the first time, you can see the gauntlets and the boots match, and each of these will match on the respective armors. So whatever the chest piece is, the color for the boots, gauntlets, and helmet will match. This is really neat to see the next step in evolution on this, plus a very good color for the armor that she is wearing. It keeps that nice dark aesthetic to it. You're gonna be trouble, aren't you? It keeps that nice dark aesthetic to it that I like for the Dark Seducer armor, but gets rid of the vanilla green skirt that I don't really care for. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a color variation of each of the armors, gauntlets, and boots so that we can piece them together. Later on, I will also be creating the weapons and the shields so that we can take a look at them. These are the farmer crowns. I think we'll see what those look like on her first. I'm going to go ahead and skip the footage forward because, again, otherwise this video would be the longest one yet. So apparently Lydia is going to be difficult today and not stand where I want her to, so I'll have to do it right here instead. I normally try to have her stand in the same area and have it set to around the same time of day and lighting conditions. That way Cyan49 can see the changes in the armor each video to video, because different lighting conditions could end up throwing that off. Let's go ahead and take the Dark Seducer gear from her, and I'm going to give her the ancient farmer crowns that I created. Can I give her all of these? I'm going to attempt to give her all of them so I don't have to keep going back and forth, as I have a lot of armors to go through here. I'm going to again skip the video up ahead. Okay, so I've given her each of the farmer crowns. Now, as I take one from her, she should equip the next one that she was given. I was able to give her all of that. I kind of worry, though, about the Dark Seducer armor and Golden Saint armor with all the gauntlets and stuff. If she can equip all of that, I'll have to try to figure that out. Now, these are not labeled as to A or B or color or anything. They are all labeled the same, but I'm still going to show them all the same. As you can see, the different color variations. One reason why I'm doing that, and why I imagine this video is going to be probably the longest armor showcase one yet, because there is so much to show for the armors, the weapons and shields, is because Cyan49 cannot see what these variations look like on his PC as he creates them. So I want to try to do my best to show each of the pieces so that he can get a good look at them, so that he knows if there's any changes that he wants to make or not. There's definitely some, like this one, I haven't seen really this color variation before. Of course, these crowns, I haven't seen these crowns at all before either. And I'm assuming then the way that this mod works is if you don't have any of the CC content added, that you can still use it, but you're limited as to the armors that you have. For example, I have the 4 free armors, the 4 free CC contents that we all got on the 120 patch. So I do have Saints and Seducers, which is how I have access to, thankfully, that Seducer armor. And I don't have, though, the other ones at the beginning that I showed that I was telling the menu pop-up no on. So if I'd have selected those, my guess is, if I'm correct in this, nothing would have showed up in those categories. So that could affect how much you can or can't use the mod, but the mod is usable without any CC, because I do believe that the farmer crowns have always been in the game since vanilla, if I'm not mistaken. So as we continue looking through the different crowns, you can see the variations. Some of these, as you can see, are kind of whited out. I do believe that is because of the sunlight, because it is always shining on her in the spot that we are. I do that to try to get the best look for the color, but it sometimes causes it to kind of white out. So as we continue to look through the various color variations on these helmets, I do want to say, being as I don't have names that I need to read off, that for the PlayStation 4 mod authors like Cyan49, BVariaVe, and my personal favorite, Julia, that I really respect what all of you guys and ladies do, because I really don't think that the PlayStation 4 mod community gets enough respect and credit for what you create for us, because everybody always hypes up what is doable on the PC and the Xbox, where they can bring in completely new things. But considering the limitations set on Skyrim by Sony for the PS4, and I'm assuming the PS5 as well, the fact that we have all this amazing content that you've made for us over the years that keeps the game fresh, completely new areas and stories to explore. It's really amazing, and I don't think you guys get enough credit, and I just really want to say how much I really respect what you do. And on behalf of the community, I want to thank you, because really, again, you guys, even by actual Skyrim channels, because I'm not a Skyrim channel, but I've heard Skyrim channels that cover the PlayStation 4 that would still sit there and knock the mods on there compared to the Xbox and the PC. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the modders that work on Xbox and PC. I'm certain what they do is amazing too. But I'm just saying that what the PS4 community does is just as amazing, and it's about time that they get that credit that they deserve. So let's see, I think that was the last, yeah, Ancient Farmer Crown. I don't know how I'm going to do this with the Dark Seducer armor. I wonder. I haven't shown it on my character before. I guess I could equip it on him so it'd make it a little bit easier than trying to give it all to her. And that way we can see the different armor variations. I've never even equipped Dark Seducer armor on a male character before, so I don't know what this is. Oh! Yeah, okay. No, let's stick with Lydia. Hey, come to think of it, what are the chances that we could get that as an armor variation for the women? No, huh? Just an idea. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can give her all of the Dark Seducer armors, helmets, gauntlets, and boots, and then we will show her. I'm going to go ahead and skip the footage ahead again here. Alright, so here we go. This is what she looks like with all of the thing as a complete outfit. As you can see, this is what I'm assuming is a white. It kind of looks gray, but you can tell by the bead on her neck there. I'm going to now take each of the pieces individually, because as you can see, I have a lot in her inventory, and it'd be too much to try to take and put each piece. So I'm going to trick it into just equipping her with the next color variations on there, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. In theory, when I unequipped each piece, it should have equipped the same color of the next piece in there. However, somehow I wound up with this. So, yeah, that kind of lets that idea out. Instead, unfortunately, because it's going to take me forever trying to go through, scrolling through the menus over and over again, I'm just going to have to show the chest piece on each of the armors. I am going to show this one again. As you can see, I have cut the footage ahead to show one. This was, I think, the first one I showed at the beginning, but to show what they look like with the whole thing. So as you can see, the gauntlets and boots and the helmet will always match the chest color of the chest plate on the armor. I'm going to take the Seducer gauntlets and boots from her and just show the chest piece and skirt. Now, the boots that you're seeing there, that's not part of the mod. That is part of her vanilla costume when she doesn't have armor on. While I would like to show them all together, it's going to be way too long for me to have to do that with trying to go through and scrolling up through the menus. And, well, I'm lazy, so in any case, hopefully this will still be a big help to Cyan49 and to you as well if you're still watching at this point, so that you can see them. And just know that the boots, the gauntlets, and the helmet will match the chest plate that you see on each of these. Some of these are still the B variants, even though they're not labeled as that have the colored top and then have the vanilla skirt of the dark kind of moldy looking green. But the gauntlets and boots will always match the top of the armor. So, sorry I could not. I had intended to show it all the way. When we get to the Golden Saint armor, I will also go ahead and show one of them in their complete as to all the pieces, and then show just the chest pieces. Now, when we get to the Vagrant Robes, because there isn't as many of those, and to be on my character to be a little bit easier, I will be showing both the hood and robe variants for each of those. This is one of the vanilla skirts, as I was talking about, as you can see. That's what I just don't really care for, is on the vanilla skirt, how it kind of looks like a moldy looking leather and stuff. I wish that Bethesda would have had that either stay black or like a dark brown for leather. But, one thing I do like, though, the next armor that you're going to be seeing is this is here. This is a very beautiful looking armor, kind of a light blue. And you can see that the buttons on the skirt show up really nice. They don't get washed out by the, you'd think with it all being the same color that they might, but it shows up really nice. There are a lot of really nice colored variations here that you can see. So we'll go ahead and continue to unequip them. I thought that when I unequipped one outfit from her and gave her another one, that she would have equipped each color piece in the set. So I don't know how that happened, because that was my original plan, to where I wouldn't have to scroll back and forth, because I mean it is a extremely long list, because she's got all the Dark Seducer armor. I'm actually surprised, armor, boots, and gauntlets. I'm actually surprised that she was able to hold all of that. There we go. And again, we have the colored top. It looks like possibly a blue or a purple with the vanilla skirt. I'm thinking a purple. Again, you can always tell by the beads on the neck on these Dark Seducer armors as to what the color is supposed to be. Let's go ahead and take that one from her. And now we have the, what I always say is the better version of a Golden Saint armor, because for obvious reasons here. So again, those boots that you see on her, that is the vanilla outfit, the dress that she wears when she's not wearing any armor. Or I should state, actually, because I mean, it is a vanilla outfit, that dress is a vanilla outfit, but I used the mod Tailor's Measure to give it to her to wear, because the armor that she had as default, she wouldn't equip some of the other armors that I wanted her to have if they were a lesser value. So I equipped her with that. That way she would pretty much wear whatever I gave her. This is a really nice combination here with the skirt and the top matching. Now he has, I don't remember if I've already shown it as I've been talking here, he has a green variation that is the same piece, and it looks, the green on it looks a lot better on the skirt than the vanilla version. I just think the vanilla version of it, for lack of a better word, it looks really moldy looking to me, and I don't care for it. But the green that he came up with, that I've either already shown or is a little further into this video, I think it is a nice looking one, and would be perfect for, like, say a nature playthrough or an elf build, something along that line. So we'll continue to take these. Again, this is one that I really like because it keeps the dark aesthetic of the Dark Seducer armor, because I think the dark colors look best on Lydia. It's really nice for her body and her skin tone, and so I like when it matches like that and keeps that dark look to it. I really like that one. And there are some variations on that, because we've seen a couple of kind of dark purple ones that she has worn already. This might actually be, I don't know, because it's listed as, I have it on there twice, so I might have goofed when I did it and had it on there twice. Also, while we're continuing to look at these, I just want to say, for those of you that are watching this video and wondering about any new information, the reason that I haven't put out any new information videos is simply because I really can't find any when it concerns any like future stuff to do with, like, say, a patch 123 or fix this for patch 122. For most of us, it seems, oh, this is pretty. For most of us, it seems that patch 122 is working very well, much better than it has on the previous patches, at least for PlayStation 4 users. I don't know about Xbox users, because I haven't really seen them in the comments, so they've either found perhaps somebody on their own platform that is helping them, or maybe they just don't have issues anymore. I see the odd comment every now and then, but it's mainly from PS4 and PS5 users, which makes sense, being as I am a PS4 channel. Oh, I do want to say this here, I've always said this is perfect for either a vampire build or a vampire follower. That would suit that so much. But as far as the PS5 goes, I know you guys are having a lot of crashing issues with it. Now, I will say, from the research that I've done, because I'm not familiar with PlayStation 5 at all, I don't have one, so the information I've been looking up, I've been trying to find out for you PlayStation 5 users to help you out, but I'm not familiar with that system or how it works, but apparently even before patch 122, they had a time that the game was crashing constantly on it. Now, maybe they patched it out of there and this patch reintroduced whatever was causing it, but I have seen things from earlier on that the PlayStation 4 version game on PS5 crashed a lot. So that is not necessarily new. If you're somebody that just recently got it and think that you didn't have this problem before, that is not necessarily new to PlayStation 5, but it's happening more so again. I don't know if they had patched it or not. But in any case, because patch 122 is caused issues for that, I've been looking, trying to find information that is credible information to see if Bethesda is saying anything about addressing the issues for PlayStation 5 users or anything like that. And the reason why I have not made a video is simply because I cannot find any credible information. I can't even find really any information of people talking about it besides from like earlier, before the even 120 patch, when they had those issues. I did find one website that had information from December 15th, I think it was the most recent information that I could find. But when I went to that website, there was something very, very off about it. It looked like parts of it were complete gibberish. It looked like parts of it was actually stolen from a different website. The information on it, I didn't trust it at all, so I never made a video on it, because if I don't trust the information, then I'm not going to bring it to you. But that is the reason why I haven't had any new information about a patch. So now I'm going to go ahead. That was the last of the Dark Seducer armor. I'm going to equip her with the Golden Saint armor variants, and I'm going to show one of the Golden Saints with the boots, gauntlets, and the helmet, as well as the chest piece, and then the others I am just going to be showing the chest piece again, because it would take me forever otherwise. So I'll see you back once I've given her all of the Golden Saint armor. So oddly enough, I wouldn't have been able to have done that anyways. When I tried to equip her with all of the pieces, she couldn't hold them like she normally gets when she gets over encumbered. Well, I always have to watch out for her collecting firewood, which she loves to do. So this is the Golden Saint armor. This is, again, I'm showing the boots, the gauntlet, and helmet with this particular one. I really like this look of it with this traditional look for the armor. Looks absolutely fantastic. The rest of these, though, I am going to have to show them with just the chest piece, because, again, she doesn't even have all of this in her inventory for some reason. Unlike with the Dark Seducer armor, she wouldn't hold all of it all. So I'm going to cut the footage again to that point and show you the different chest pieces. But again, please note that just like with the Dark Seducer armor, that the helmet and gauntlets and boots will match the chest plate. And so here we go with the next armor piece on the Golden Saint. And please note that just as before, those boots are from her vanilla dress. They are not part of the mod. Now, I do want to say, because as you can tell, I don't work off a script or anything. You know, I just do this as I go along. But for the information on the PS5, that website, I did not trust the information. And if I don't trust that it is credible, if I think it could cause, you know, issues with you, I'm not going to bring you the information. So I never made a video on that. But if you are wondering why I haven't released any new information like that, that is simply why. And I didn't really think there'd be a reason to upload a video just to say, hey, I don't know nothing. You know, that's not going to help you. I can state it here, because if you're still watching this as I'm going through the armors, then you've now got that information. I do intend to, I don't know, I haven't been feeling the best, so I may not be doing it anytime soon, but I do intend to take and create at least one more video with your guys' observations on how your game is running on patch 122, and so I might show some additional stuff there. But otherwise, I don't want to just constantly bring, you know, information if it's not helpful to you. So if I do, I'll probably state it again, because not everybody will probably have seen this. Hopefully you guys are still watching up to this point and are watching all the way through, because I can tell you that this is definitely a lot harder for me to edit together than it normally is, because I have to keep stopping, taking the armor that I gave her, giving her new armor and stuff. That's again the reason why I can't show all the pieces together, because it would just take me forever, and I'm just right now I don't have the energy to be able to do that. But hopefully this is still a help to Cyan49 so that he can see it, as well as a help to you, because there are many, if you have been interested in seeing different colored variations for this armor, there are many unique colors like this one, for example, that again, for a vampire follower or build, I think would be really nice. Hell, even for a Christmas build, it could be a Christmassy looking red, I don't know. And I really love the blue on these different armors and stuff. But I'm hope that it is helpful, because that's one thing I really do appreciate that Cyan49 has done, also coloring the Dark Seducer and Golden Saint armor, because I really haven't seen, when I went looking for mods that were completed and were out, I really have not found any that colored these particular armors. And the Dark Seducer armor, for obvious reasons, I really like, and so I was glad to see that. And even these, even though I'm not that much of a fan of the Golden Saint armor, I will say some of his color variations on these would actually make me, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I do like it. I like the other armor more. But some of these color variations that he has made for these would actually have me equip them, like that one really beautiful blue would have me equip them for her. That's one thing also, the length to this video, whatever it's going to finally be, because it is going to be a long one with everything I have to show. The thumbnail probably isn't going to be what I intended, because I have one chance to create a thumbnail for this, and it's going to be, I took some pictures and edited them together for, that will be at the very end of this video, and that will be the thumbnail that I intend to have up. But the previous time that I did, the one that has Lydia, if you've seen it on the channel, in the red Golden Saint armor, that thumbnail actually was intended to be that very, very beautiful blue that I stated in that video that I really liked. That was the thumbnail I set up in SHAREfactory, and I have only one chance to do that. Problem is, the longer these videos are, my PS4 has trouble uploading it. It will not do it, and when it does upload it, then it will just randomly generate different pictures, and I can't at that point change it, because I've only got the one shot to make a thumbnail in SHAREfactory, because everything I do is through my PS4, and my PS4 does not give me the option to create a custom thumbnail. And in all honesty, I'm not a YouTuber, so I wouldn't know how the hell to create one anyways. But so if you don't see a picture of a combination of various armor on the thumbnail, that's because my PlayStation 4 is being an ass again. And so, if you happen to see a picture of her feet, that is why too. Hopefully, if it does generate random pictures, I will be able to at least come up with something good. But in case you're ever wondering why there might be an odd thumbnail on there, I try to do the best that I can with the thumbnails, but at this point, the people that's watched this channel for a long time know it, and for newer viewers, it should be obvious that I am not a professional by any means in this. So, you get what you get with me. Which is always honesty. I always try to be upfront with the viewers of this channel. I always figure, if you can't be honest and upfront with your viewers, then you don't deserve them. It's as simple as that. And so we'll continue looking through the armor here. You will see every now and then some kind of cuts, as I had to take armor from her and give her additional armors in her inventory to then cycle and cut through, because again, she couldn't equip everything. And one of the reasons why I'm not pointing out, because you can obviously see the colors that they are or that they're supposed to be, but I've pointed out, in each video. And again, with the links to this video, nobody's going to just want to sit through what is right now running at 34 minutes of me going, here's a green, here's a red, here's a blue. So I figured as we're talking, it can try to make things hopefully a little bit entertaining for you, and again give you some information for those of you that are actually watching it. And I hope that you guys are still watching up to this point. If you are, what are your thoughts on this next step in his armor variations, with being able, this way of creating it, being able to create the armor colors that you want, being able to have the gauntlets and boots and helmet, if you want a helmet, having all that match? What are your thoughts on that? I really think it's neat, and again, I really find it interesting to see, you know, at least in part. I know it's nothing compared to what they actually do when they create mods and stuff, but to just kind of see in part from the viewing of it, like the very first video, the early concept of it, where it had just a little hint of color, but was mostly like a silver look to it with a little bit of color, and then as it progressed, and then see the next step into it where he's actually now implemented it into the gauntlets, the boots, the helmet, and this new type of a crafting system, which again I'm really a fan of, because I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing or if he'll change that up, but the fact that I can just cast a spell and create it wherever I'm at, I really like that I don't have to go to a forge to do it. And apparently he couldn't add it into the forge anyways, which actually is good, because I do know that's one thing from talking with Omega Fraz Gaming, who worked closely with Cyan49 and Be Very Ave on projects like the Dreamweaver. He told me that you do not want to have mods that add too many items into the forge, because that can cause 0 KB if it's got too much in there. And I think Cyan49 actually has a mod to try to fix that. I don't know what it's called, but I do believe he has one. I don't have that particular mod myself, but so I am glad to see this is actually in something else. So that was all of the Golden Saint armor. I am going to give Lydia back her Dark Seducer vanilla outfits, and we will take a look at the Vagrant Robes. And for the most part, she cooperated. It was kind of hard getting her to stand where I want, but she finally decided to go ahead and let me do it. She figured best to get it over with. Thank you, Lydia, for the help. Let's take a look now at the Vagrant Robes. So with these, I will be able to show the robes and hood, because I don't have as much I need to change, and the cursor will stay where I put it, make it easier for me to remember what I have equipped. So here is the first Vagrant hood, and then I will put the matching robe with it. We've seen these robes come a long way from also when he first started making them, from the first color variations, which were very, very vibrant, to what they have now become, with some that are completely colored but are more traditional of what a robe would look like, as well as these that have these unique highlights to them, which is very fascinating. And again, part of the reason why that happens is because he cannot see what the colors will look like when he creates them until he has feedback from the community. Part of the reason why I've been releasing so many videos on this. This is a really nice one here. The yellow accents on the sleeves and the hood, and then the darker overall coloring of the robe itself. Part of the reason why Lydia kept changing on me, I cut those parts out. She kept moving out of position, but that was because each time I have to open the menu, she would obviously, you know, it's a battle thing, so she would then change her position. Then I'd have to go get her, try to get her to get back into the area without losing too much light. So yeah, that was interesting. I can definitely say this one was a challenge to me, trying to figure out how I could edit and create this video, because my original intention was to show the armor set in the complete form of everything together, and I am sorry I was not able to do that. I'm hoping that it is still helpful in any case. I can at least show this in their entirety again, because it's a little bit easier. The cursor remaining for me on the spot here, which it doesn't do for her, makes it a lot easier. But this here was one of the ones I was talking about. This used to be like a very, very vibrant red, and so it's neat to see the evolution of it as he then finalized it more to the way that he wanted it. And again, I don't know that this is the way he wants it either. He could still change it more, but I think it looks very nice. It looks good with the orange accents on the hood and the sleeves, and then the kind of a dull looking red for the overall robe, because that would make sense on this kind of a robe. I don't actually know what these robes come from, if this is part of Saints and Seducers as well, or if this is just vanilla. I don't pay that much attention to the different clothing options in game. I mean, I see them and stuff, but I never really put that much thought into it, like, oh hey, I've seen this here, that there. So this was really the first time I noticed the Vagrant Robes. Hell, for all I know, this could be what the Greybeards wear, I don't know. That's how observant I am. So we have a few more hoods and robes here to go through, and then I will be showing the shields, swords, and so on that can also be created, which is a first time, by the way, for those that may not have seen the other work in progress variations that he has been doing. I have not seen, at least not to my recollection, anything of being able to actually create weapons, so that is something that is now unique to this mod and must be the way that he wants to take it. And again, I think it's really cool. So if you are wanting this mod, now I do need to state, but I don't believe it was caused by this mod. The previous time when I downloaded Armor test number 2, it did cause me to crash while I had the first test, which was the Dark Seducer armor, installed at the same time in the exact same spot. I don't know why that was. I never could figure it out, but after removing the one, then it was fine. Now this one, when I installed it, I did get one crash, but I don't think it was the mod. I think it was just a random crash that Skyrim does every now and then, because I mean, that is nothing new. That used to happen before 120, but it's working perfectly fine now. But I would suggest, if you are interested in this one, because again, the majority of the color variations on the Dark Seducer armor and Golden Saint armor did make it over to this. Now there was some I noticed that were missing. I think there was like a really pretty purple in the Golden Saint armor that I don't recall seeing here. It was more of a duller purple. But if you're wanting that, then it'd probably be best to uninstall that and get this. And I don't know how long this will be like this. This is version 1 of the mod, and so I don't know how long it'll be like this until he updates it again. But just always know, when you update it, you then will lose the current version. So if it's something that you really like, you might want to stick with that. And again, please remember, these are works in progress. This is not the finalization of the mod. And also, to those of you newer to modding, I do want to say that, because I've been showing work in progress mods, but you do need to be careful with work in progress mods. Now, I know Cyan49 is a really good modder that takes the time to make certain that everything, at least as foreseeable as can be, is safe and stuff, and doesn't half-ass it, for lack of a better term. Not to say that other modders do, but some that either are inexperienced or, you know, they could have issues. So with a work in progress mod, really that's any mod, because when you use mods, it is unpredictable. This is the last Vagrant Robes. It is unpredictable as to what you would get, but with work in progress mods, you do need to be careful. Now, I definitely trust Cyan49, Be Very of A, Julia, Yuki, people like that. I can definitely trust, but otherwise, I just do want to state for those of you that are newer that with modding in general, you need to know there will be unforeseen things that happen. It's just part of it, and especially when it comes to the work in progress section, you need to be careful in there. I never show anything I think could cause, you know, massive issues. So this, I was just checking to make certain that I had showed everything. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the shields, swords, and etc. I'll probably equip those myself to try to show them, because I don't know if she'll equip them for me or not. I'm going to go ahead and cut the footage to the shields. Okay, so I've created each of the Dark Seducer and Golden Saint shields, and the footage I cut out was me trying to figure out the best way that I could show this. So ultimately, I'm just going to equip it in third person and turned to where the light can hit it better, and you can kind of get a look at the coloring on the shield. Unfortunately, when I gave it to Lydia, I guess she's mad at me for trying to get armor that would show her, because she wouldn't equip it, and I couldn't get it to show up in third person when trying to maneuver the camera, so this is the best way that I can show it, but I wanted to show each of the Dark Seducer shields and the Golden Saint shields to where you can get a look at their color variations and how they look. These would, of course, match the Dark Seducer and Golden Saint armor color variants that you choose. So these are the various ones, and again, those are created in the same area that the armors are created instead of in the weapons. That always kind of confuses me why that is listed like that. I know that's part of normal Skyrim, because to me this is like a weapon, you know, it's a defensive weapon. That there, perfect for a vampire. Just always, automatically, when I see that dark kind of a blood red, that's automatically what it makes me think of. This one, I do believe would go perfect with the first Dark Seducer that I was able to show her in all of the armor with. After we're done taking a look at the different shields here, then we will take a look at the weapons. This one here is almost completely washed out. I think it's probably the light hitting it, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm thinking that this one is supposed to be a light pink. Again, the light is kind of washing it out. And this one here, now this one's definitely pink, a very vibrant one. Kind of a hot pink, I would say. And then we have a green that would go along. This was the green I was talking about earlier with the Dark Seducer armor, that the skirt is that color, and that actually looks quite nice. It's just the vanilla green that I don't really care for. That's why I originally started looking to see if I could find some armor variations that had it all the same color. But this is a very pretty color. I like this one. Let's see, we have a few more Dark Seducer shields, and then we will take a look at the Golden Saint shields. Again, sorry I can't show these shields, like I'd like to show a full view of it, but this was the best way I could figure it out, because I could not get Lydia to equip it for anything, and when going into third person, I can't maneuver it in a way that he would hold it out. So this was the best that I could come up with. Alright, let's take a look now at the Golden Saint. Where are they at? Should be here somewhere. There we go. The Golden Saint ones. This one, perfect for the very first in the Golden Saints that I showed. Again, I just really like that traditional armor color. I think that looks perfect. I think that there would also look perfect on a Dark Seducer armor. But it might not be doable on that because of the very nature of the armor having the dark aesthetic to it. I don't know, because I'm not a mod creator, so, but it's just my assumption that it really probably can't be done on that. But I do really like that traditional look of the armor, like a Nordic steel or something like that. This is very pretty. So a lot of unique shield options and weapon options, I would assume, when we take a look at those, but a lot of unique shield options that you can have to accompany the armor that you custom create. And again, I think is an even better way to do it. I know that the original test ones, adding it into your inventory right away, was just for convenience to be able to have everything right there to take a look at. But this here, if this is where the mod is headed, where you can create it, then you can go through, look, see what ones you like, and then just create those to have in your inventory. I really like that. I think that's a great idea. By the way, he's kind of hard to see over there, but you see that cart driver walking right there in the distance, getting ready to sit down? Am I the only one that has two of him in Whiterun Field, or do you guys also have him twice? He's on the cart, and he's always there for as long as I can remember. I don't know why that is. I haven't really noticed it anywhere else, just always right here in Whiterun Field, but I've always wondered about that. I don't know if one of my mods is causing it, if it's just some glitch in vanilla that's long since saved in my game, or what. I haven't a clue. It doesn't really cause anything. I think occasionally it could be part of the reason why there is a crash there, but for the most part it's perfectly fine. I'm able to run back and forth through there, no issue at all. We still have a few more golden shields to take golden saint shields to take a look at, and then we will move on to the weapons. I think, I don't remember if I stated this before, this is how good my memory is, but I think part of the reason why she was constantly moving out of focus, that's pretty, that she was constantly moving out of focus was because when I would have to recast the spell, at certain points, she goes into, you know, like an attack type thing, and she'd move out, and then I'd be fighting with her to try to get her back into the position that I wanted her in order to be able to show the armor. So let's now take a look at the battle axes. We have a dark battle axe, two variants, and two variants of a golden battle axe. So I will now pull those out, if I could remember which option I need. Pull those out, we'll go into weapons, and we'll take a look at those. Okay, so here is one of the dark battle axes. Now, I also apologize if I happen to select the wrong one. I don't remember if I had any of these picked off of an enemy that are vanilla. So, if there's one that looks vanilla, I don't use them, so I don't really know. If there's one that looks vanilla, and I picked the wrong one, I do apologize. I do think that these are all the modded ones, though. I'm pretty certain I did not have. So, in any case, I would think something like this would obviously be one of the modded ones. Okay, let's take a look at the golden battle axes. So here is one of them, and again, it's just the same with the other, and with any of these weapons. I try not to carry too much on my inventory. The reason that I'm able to carry as much as you see is because of my Triforce ring. It keeps me from becoming over encumbered, so if anybody's wondering about that, without that ring, I could not carry, obviously, half of this stuff. Here, it was getting really late as I was creating these, and so I was getting a little confused on the menus as to what does what. So, you might see me kind of going back and forth trying to figure out where I was. Let's take a look at the great swords. We have Daedric, we have the sword of Jalag. That's probably not saying that correctly. People, longtime viewers of this channel, know I never pronounce any of this shit correctly. You get used to it. Or you have a psychotic breakdown. Either way, I'm good. Okay, so here is one of the two color variants for the Sword of Jalag. And let's take a look at the other one. And again, you might have, if you have some of the CC content that I don't have, you would have additional that I can't show here. Probably, I'm assuming, weapons and armors, stuff that I couldn't show because I don't have that CC content. And so now let's take a look at the next weapon set. We'll go in here and take a look at the maces. With the maces, they're under miscellaneous, and they're two dark maces that we can take a look at here. Okay, so here is what one is it? This. Why do I have three of those? Well, I was creating a few very early on that I didn't show, so that's probably why. Because I was trying to figure out how to work the menus. So that's probably why I got three of those, because I only created one each. But in any case, here are the maces for the Dark Seducer. Alright, we'll cast that again, and let's go into, now I'm certain the sword, this section I don't have anything in. Yeah, it's completely empty. I'm assuming because I don't have whatever CC content would have been needed for that. It's the only one for me that is empty. Here is the war axes. We have Dark War Axe and Golden War Axe. I think I might have mistakenly showed one of those a while ago with the other axe. So you're gonna see it again, but let's take a look here. Where is, that's Dark Mace. Ah, okay, yeah, go down. Like I said, it's getting late, and it's hard to concentrate for multiple reasons. So here is one of them. Again, I may have already shown one of these with the battle axes, but this is the Dark War Axe, which had two variants. And that's what those look like. We'll take and now go over here and see if we can find here the Golden War Axe. Here is the Golden. Alright, there we are. There is the Golden War Axe, and should be one more variant, I think, of that. And again, I apologize if I'm showing a vanilla version. I don't really ever pay attention to it. Oh, hey. Hi there, little boy. You shouldn't play with swords and stuff. I mean, I'm a dragonborn, so yeah, but don't play with swords and things like that. I'm a professional. No, you gotta be a role model to the kids. What that little sumbitch just say to me? Hey! Hey, why don't you say that to my face? You're so lucky I can't remember what menu does what. Just a minute. I'll teach you a lesson here. Don't worry, I know it's just a kid. We'll pick something appropriate to punish him with. Aha! That'll do it. This'll teach you to be sitting there wishing people get eaten by monsters, you little brat. Where is it? Alright. Let's see how big and bad you are now. Hey, I got something for... Yeah, you better keep walking. I hope you fall on your ugly ass face. What? The kid started it. Anyways, that is the Never Shatter, what that looks like, which was in the final section. I don't know, did I create the rest of those or not? I can't remember where I left off. Little brat really hurt my feelings. Alright, let's check and see here. Yeah, okay. Here is the Dark Warhammer, and the should be two variants of that. Yeah, okay. So here is one of the Dark Warhammers and the other color variant. And I do believe that might be all of it, and holy shit, is SHAREfactory right? This thing is clocking in at an hour? Well, I did say there was a lot in this video. I do think that is everything. I think if you hit that, okay, yeah. If you hit that, that resets the mod for you to be able to pick. So, like, if you were to get something like the Civil War Champions, for example, later on, you could then reset this and select yes on that. So, in any case, friends, that is the new mod that is a work in progress that Cyan is working on. At this point, I'm going to show a picture that if you see this should be in the thumbnail if everything uploads correctly, but with an hour's worth of content, you watch it be a picture of her feet or something. In any case, if you've made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you very much for watching it in its entirety. I realize it's a long one, but I want to do my best to be able to show everything here. There will be a link to Cyan49's YouTube channel in the description box down below. Thanks again, friends, for watching. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.